What is up? Welcome to a little side edition of the DraftKings football. We're going to be doing a best ball draft live here. $10, $1,000,000 up top. Let's have some fun. We are less than 7 days away from football starting. Kansas City Chiefs, Detroit Lions. I am pumped for that game. And with only a week left until the football season starts, what better time than for us to hunt those fishies, all those casuals, everyone that's just jumping in the lobbies for their first best ball drafts. We are ready to hunt them down. I got TJ Lasik with me here. TJ, how are we doing?
Yes, 1 week until the season. Time to get those drafts in. Just got my home league draft done last night, so got that locked down. I forgot. I'm in a keeper league. I had forgotten how many. I really went for it last year, so I didn't have many picks. So might be a rebuilding year, but good to be drafting. And look at that, we are ready to go.
There we go. We are in the room. We got you in the 8th spot, me in the 10th spot. Don't love either of these positions right now because the first round picks are a lot worse than the beginning, and the third round picks are a lot worse than the first kind of 5 or 6. My sweet spot right now really feels like that kind of pick 5, 6 I like.
Do you prefer the 5-6 over like the 101?
I'm almost always 1. The gap between Justin Jefferson and number 2 is greater than any other gap of 2 draft picks right next to each other. And then also you get the benefit of guaranteeing your stacks, not having to hope that a stack falls back to you, where even if you have the 2 or 3, you still, you might go grab, let's see what a good example is. You grab Marvin Mims at like 130, 132 or something, whatever that would line up with. And like, then you're hoping Russell Wilson falls back to you. But if you get sniped, you kind of get lost. If you have those guaranteed turn picks, then you know you can kind of go back to back to get a stack.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And then from a player standpoint, it's like, people are like complaining where they're like, oh, I don't love any of the players in the 2-3. And I think that's just because the players that are available, like 210 to 3-4, are all pretty similar. You've got the 3 QBs, you've got the 2 number 2 wide receivers and Higgins and Devontae Smith. And then after that, you get like Mark Andrews and Lamar. But really, I think like, yes, there's not like that much value at 212 compared to what's available at like 2.7 or something. But there's a huge gap in my mind of those early thirds to when you get to the back end of the third that has guys like Debo and Keenan Allen and even like Travis Etienne, just the wide receivers, the running backs, that there's just a bit more risk to go with that upside.
Fun to hear you talk about it since you've been through it so many times, kind of knowing the game plan of what's ahead.
There we go. All right, looking at this draft, mostly chalk. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ooh, I will take Eckler at 8.
There's the first kind of off the board. Kelsey ahead of Kupp, no big deal there, but Diggs ahead of Eckler is definitely.
I will happily smash the Eckler button at 8.
A nice Eckler fall to you. One of the things that I've been doing, and so I talked on the DraftKings Football Show podcast that I released today. It is now in your podcast stores earlier today, but I talked about this week how to really gain leverage, how to gain EV. And one of those is seeing if you can find some unique player combinations, because we've known who's been drafted where throughout this offseason. And so this is the time where you get uniqueness by either one, at the end of the draft, drafting someone who hasn't been drafted at all. So now you've got a unique player, or 2, finding a combinatorial, a combo of players, whether it's guys in the second, third, first, second, who haven't been being drafted together that often. Usually the best way, the easiest way, I don't know the easiest, but the best way if it happens is you grab 2 guys who have like a first round ADP. And that's just like, hey, you're getting ADP value and you're getting uniqueness. But the other way, which, yes, you're giving up some ADP value, but maybe you reach on someone where like A.J. Brown and just about any player available here has been drafted together so often. But maybe you want to say like, you know what? I'm going to go A.J. Brown and Jalen Waddle. where the two of them don't actually get drafted together that often or something. Or maybe it would have actually been better to do like a Tony Pollard and Jalen Waddle, where those have been second round picks forever. And now, like from a projections, you're not losing that much, but you're getting some substantial uniqueness in case like those are the two guys you need in that week 17 competing against 1,300 other people.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense, especially in these massive ones like this. I mean, this is the as big as it gets, getting that unique factor.
It's just tough. Like, to get the uniqueness, I pretty much would have to go down to Waddle here. Could go with Jalen Hurts. You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to go Jalen Hurts. Haven't been doing this virtually at all, but I don't think this is actually like a common stack at all. Maybe, and if it is, the people who are stacking it seems to be the more casual. So maybe I can go a little off the board here, grab an under combined combo of AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts, and still make up for it by not screwing up the rest of the draft. I don't know. It's wonky, but I think it's unique.
Makes sense. I just hammered the chalk with Devonta Adams. Feels like no reason to really overthink that one.
Well, I think not only that, it's not, I wouldn't even, it's chalk in a vacuum for that pick, but I think Eckler Devontae are rather actually on the more unique side of combos, but you're getting them both at ADP strong values because usually Eckler's going 7 and Devontae's usually going somewhere in the early second. So no, I think that's the right play. Capitalizing on the dolt who took Jalen Hurts with the third pick of the second.
Yes. It's great to have just people that don't know what they're doing in your draft. These people, they try to overthink it. They're trying to think about player combinations instead of just taking the best plays.
I mean, I'm looking directly at drafter number 12. We got Kaiser Soze there. Talk about the absolute kind of from a movie, just overthinking, or maybe it's a gotcha, or just the pulling the curtain from behind. I don't know, like just the absolute kind of tricked you. So maybe Kaiser Soze is going to pull one over. You have seen that movie, right?
No. Who is Kaiser Soze?
Oh my gosh.
I was just about to Google it.
Kevin Spacey.
Kaiser. Yeah. Well, let's see what you got for us here.
I think we're still talking about Kevin Spacey. We're allowed to talk about him, even though, like, we're
allowed to talk about him now.
Come on, you got to. I guess you just haven't seen this.
I don't know that I have it. What movie is it from?
All right, let me see if I'm trying to think of what other clues. So it has to do with a coffee mug, where he's telling a story. Yeah, okay. You must have done Usual Suspects.
Oh, The Usual Suspects. I don't think I've ever seen The Usual Suspects.
Wow.
I'm familiar with the movie, though, and I knew that, yeah.
Then I'm glad I didn't give anything else away. Fantastic movie. That is like put it on your Labor Day plans this weekend. Go watch it.
Gonna have to give that a shot.
You'd like that one. You'd like that.
This guy's naming his team after a character from that movie.
Yes, that is all we will say.
No spoilers on this show,
no.
ladies and gentlemen. Just DraftKings takes. No movie spoilers at all from Justin.
I know we got a lot of people watching on Twitter. I know we got a couple here on YouTube and chat. We don't want to spoil it for TJ, but whoever has seen that movie, give me a thumbs up. Give me something, because it is one. I've already said a little, like there's a trick or whatever, so at least I won't give that away. But it's a fantastic. It's like a wow. Okay, now I got to go watch that a second time. There it is. Yeah, absolutely no spoilers. It's hard to talk about The Usual Suspects and not give spoilers. So I'm going to stop there.
All right, there we have it. Say no more.
Josh Allen. Is Josh Allen going to fall to the Diggs drafter? Most likely, unless Patrick Mahomes grabs a Josh Allen as well. But that's a really strong start. Diggs, Barkley, Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Coop hasn't seen it either. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh,
what? Come on.
The beauty of drafting the week before
the
season
and then this guy
starts.
just was so married to taking Allen there that now he's just going to take Lamar. What's happening? Oh, now I'm on the clock. Hold on.
Yeah. Lamar is the right choice there. Like, that's where the teardrop kind of drops off. Like, I like Lamar a lot, but yeah, he is fuming that Josh Allen did not fall to him. Oh, this is why the back end of the first round is pretty ugly right now, because you get screwed in the first round. I guess I gave up the second round value, but then the third, it gets a bit ugly. I would love Keenan Allen to fall to me, but Hoos will probably take him.
I know I was about to take Keenan Allen, but I feel like so many times I've done the thing where I end up with Eckler and Allen. So I wanted to do a little something different and went with the
Yeah.
Debo route.
Yeah.
Plus, in this, I think we talked about this one time before, but in this super, super large one, you almost don't want to invest in both of those guys because if you're going to get to that final tournament.
We got an auto drafter that has not adjusted their rankings. Jonathan Taylor goes third round. We will take Keenan Allen. Pretty happy with how that worked out. If you look at the ranks, believe these are the latest ETR ranks. Keenan Allen was 27. Hopkins is 34. That is quite the tier drop. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, hey,
that works out nicely.
That did. Talked a little about Jonathan Taylor on the pod this morning as well. Don't want to rehash everything, but definitely some implications. What was interesting is I talked about the Dolphins, and then as soon as basically done, finish the recording, we find out that Jeff Wilson hits the IR, likely out for the year. If not the year, maybe he comes back near the end. But just full skyrocket. We are absolutely packing our bags, if they're not already packed, on Devin Achane and Raheem Mostert. Oh, we're back on it. Oh, next.
Yeah, that's significant there.
Okay. We got Keenan. We're not going to go Justin Herbert, so I don't want to kind of reach and build more of a Charger stack. Used to be able to grab Judy here to go with a bring back for the LAC. Don't need to be doing that now. We're going to go ETN right now. Don't have a running back yet. I think there's a little, there's obviously concern about ETN with them drafting Tank Bigsby, but I think ETN is still a much, much better talent, and his value has kind of already built in that he's going to lose pass catching work and potentially even goal line work. So I'm just happy to make a bet on the Jacksonville offense there.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with ETN this year. I've been getting him. I feel like a half decent amount. Just kind of like the whole offense, like you said. Lots of different pieces that you can add there.
Breece Hall goes.
All right, so here I am on the clock.
So now you can do the Mike Williams, and I think Williams and Eckler isn't as bad together because
that's kind of what I was
thinking.
Yeah. It's kind of what I was thinking, and then there's a chance that I can snag Herbert next. But yeah, I feel like you're not over investing when you go with the Eckler Williams, whereas if you put Keenan Allen there, then you're putting a little more capital on the line.
Yeah. So Herbert's ADP is 49.4. That turns into pick 5-1. But the interesting thing about the kind of the Herbert aspect is it usually is, I think it's more of like he often goes here or he often goes here, because it's more of, if you're stacking, you have three people who are kind of fighting for him: the Eckler, the Mike Williams, and the Keenan Allen. The best thing you have going for you is that no one of these 7 picks have any Chargers now. And the 2 where he'd be the best value already have 2 QBs and a Lamar. So like, there's a decent chance that he falls back to you, even though his ADP is all the way up here at 5-1.
Yeah. And the guy that has Keenan Allen already has Jalen Hurts. And that guy's also on the stream with me.
So you're going to not take him at 5'8" and see if he falls to you at 6'5". Bold strategy.
It's possible. No, that's too bold, because all these guys need quarterbacks.
Yeah. I mean, I would probably take him at 6'3", if even with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. Just because he's such a... Well, I saw you tweeted, this was probably a couple, maybe even last week, but there was some draft where you got Herbert insanely far down on. I forget what site it was on.
That was an Underdog, a weekly winners draft. And weekly winners,
got it. So that makes
don't want to, yeah. And weekly winners, you really don't want to be grabbing like a second QB when you've invested so heavily in an elite one. But in that situation, like, I don't remember what the tweet was, but we were down to like pick 80 or 90 or something. Like it was 4 to 5 rounds past his ADP that eventually I was like, even though I have Lamar, I think I had Lamar, I still grabbed Herbert just because a 9th round Herbert increases my overall expected value across all weeks more than whoever else I'd be taking at that 9th.
That makes sense.
I love when it's like a comment like this where it's like, I hope Mostert goes bananas. I'm heavily invested. Yeah, me too. I've got about, I don't know, like 14% of him in his autograph rookie cards. Okay. That is another way to be invested in him. I was expecting best ball, but sure. Autograph rookie cards is as well. There are definitely different markets that we play.
It really has. And it's like more and more each year. There's different way to have skin in the game on players or teams, and whether it's it used to just be each week DFS, and then it becomes each week I also have my best ball portfolio, and then it's constantly being added to.
We were talking in Discord earlier about TOC with regards to the Miami Dolphins running backs card and what that means with Jeff Wilson going down. I think it takes a bit of a hit. Obviously, if they would have brought in JT, that would have been best case scenario for it. Challenge is, I don't think it's bad enough that you could use it in the low ball contest. It's kind of just a middle of the road and hope that the Dolphins have like a really easy offense and they get all their touchdowns on the ground. Hawkinson would have been a nice one. He's been falling because of his ear infection, his back injury, but really those are nothing. And it was just contractitis. And now that he's got a new contract, a huge contract, he'll be back at practice. No surprise. 10 seconds for TJ on the board. He's got his Justin Herbert falls to him. Burrow also.
I know. I was surprised that Burrow is still on the board.
I mean, I think a lot of it is we just have more and more casual drafters right now who don't understand the impact of stacking. And so that happens 2 ways. One is they end up like not drafting the QBs when they should. And then second is, they just kind of go after their guy and grab him. I wish I could grab Burrow here. Even unstacked, I'd be grabbing Burrow, but not when I have Herbert there. Godwin, let's see what I'm looking at. Yeah, I could definitely use another wide receiver. Jags, Carolina, LAC, Denver. Don't want any of that. Philly, Arizona. Way too early. Yeah, Chris Godwin, we're going to grab him. Someone, one of you two, Tunnel, Radawada, or Kaiser Soze, take some Joe Burrow. I would guess that Kaiser Soze grabs him if he falls. He's got the mix and piece as well. And pick 60 for Joe Burrow.
Definitely really far for Burrow.
I mean, it's just surprising that, and it just goes to show like the lack of stacking importance. But Deshae had Jamar Chase, grabs Hopkins instead of Burrow.
Yeah.
GR Linden has T. Higgins. Didn't want to go to Burrow. Maybe he's setting up the Tua aspect. But yeah, and there goes Burrow unstacked by Tunnel. Even though unstacked, I think that's a great pick. Go grab Tyler Boyd later on. Go grab Irv Smith.
Yeah, a team like the Bengals, still plenty of backdoor stack options, even if you don't get Chase or Higgins.
Yeah. All right, one more, then back to me. We got these injured wide receivers that are just kind of at the top of the draft. The Terry McLaurin, the Jerry Jeudy. I think Terry McLaurin, let's see, still not practicing. It's a tough pick, but I definitely don't want Jeudy. I'm more concerned with the Jeudy. He goes Burrow and then Trevor Lawrence. Oh, auto drafted. Unfortunate. Tyler Lock. I'm going to grab Terry. I'm going to take the value here. He's fallen a bit with this injury. I'm not too concerned about it. I'm really playing this for the playoffs, even though, hey, week 17 versus San Francisco is not a fun matchup for Terry, but I don't know. Maybe they got to play from behind and be scoring.
I'm always supportive of Terry. Just has that upside on any given week. Breaks big plays.
Yep. And yeah, if I grab Sam Howell later, Howell and Hurts is a good QB combination. Back to you. You got one running back, 3 wide receivers, and a QB. What do you
Feels like a good time to get my Jerry Jeudy bring back, huh?
I don't.
No.
I think, I mean, you could.
Or
You
it's
could.
because you're just
It's
worried
the
about
injury.
Judy.
I'm just
Yeah.
scared of the injury. Like he might be out for, I don't know. It's
No, I like that. I kind of wanted to take Kittle anyway, so I'm gonna take Kittle.
okay. But yeah, Jerry Jeudy, of the 3 injured guys, JSN worries me the least. He's back at practice after the surgery on his fractured wrist. I think they still bring him along slowly, but I expect that anyways. But the fact that he's actually out there is a major plus. Terry is questionable for week 1. Even if he misses 1 week, still doesn't hurt you that much. The Jerry Jeudy, if you heard Adam Schefter when he was on a podcast with Adam Levitan, was talking about it, and he didn't have any inside information, but he was trying to connect some dots based off their actions and what they've been saying. And he was showing a lot more hesitation with Jerry Jeudy on when he's able to return and how he's going to look upon returning. So the whole situation, just that scares me the most of any of the wide receivers. If he was to fall to you 7-8, though, that's probably where it's like, okay, this is.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what other wonkiness we've got going on in this draft. So we have those 2 QBs in Mahomes and Allen. Usually when this happens, we should keep an eye out for are there QB runs? You and I each have our QBs, so we're kind of good and hopeful that happens. Darren Waller went with the 412. Just saw that. That is quite early, pick 48. I guess it's only probably like 5 spots above his current ADP. Let's see. ADP. Holy crap! His ADP got up to 46.8. That's insane. But
wow, he's steaming, huh?
In my mind, is one of the worst draft picks you can make right now. If it's in a friends and family league, that's fine. Awesome. But in this structure where we were getting him in the 9th round, and best case scenario is Darren Waller has a huge year and he ends up being the guy you need. Well, when your team advances, you're going to be going against a whole bunch of other teams that were getting him in the 9th round, the 8th round, the 7th round. And so they will all have a substantial leg up on you. So you're playing for a best case scenario that you're not in a good spot. Jeudy went at the 6'10 here for Gorder, who's got 5 wide receivers going heavy there. All right, coming back around to you. You've got a little San Francisco stack going on. I don't know if you're going to think about a Brock Purdy later on, but
that is true. You know what? I had not thought about that, but that feels like I feel like Herbert, Purdy, 2 QB is enough, or would I need a 3rd QB thinking that kind of spot?
No, I think that makes sense. I think you could grab like a Brian Robinson or an Antonio Gibson a little later too as a bring back, or Curtis Samuel very late. Cortland Sutton goes. That's a bit early for him, but that would have been a nice bring back target for you.
I had been eyeing him up. I mean, I still don't understand who this guy's quarterback is, but Marquise Brown.
There you go.
I feel like still has that upside. Kyler back later in the year improves his value, but early on.
I just got sniped on both my picks. Goddard for my stack, Marquise for the bring back. True. Okay, we got ETM. We could go Sanders, a little running back. Actually, I'll go DeAndre Swift for the Eagles stack here.
There we go.
I think that makes
my birds.
Sense. Don't have too much DeAndre Swift. I thought that there was a little too much risk for him earlier on in the offseason, but all reports are looking fairly positive for him. Still expecting it to be a 3-headed backfield, but now there's less risk about DeAndre Swift not having a role, him getting caught, anything like that. Trey Sermon just got caught from the 53, so that gives more confidence for the other guys. Now's the time when this probably next week I'll try to increase my exposure a little so I'm not completely underweight on him. Kaiser Soze grabbing an unstacked Tua. Kyle Pitts, good value there. Miles Sanders, good value. That's an auto draft, so it makes sense why you're catching value. All right. No tight ends that I want. There's some nice wide receivers, but Dave Montgomery as my 3rd running back, I'm pretty happy with. Let's grab that. I put a
What are your
tweet out
thoughts
this.
on? Well, 2 thoughts. So one, Quentin Johnston is an option that would add to my Charger stack. Is that good or too much? I think is a question worth asking.
I think either Gerald Everett or Quentin Johnston could be a good addition to this stack. I wouldn't want to do both.
Makes sense. What are your thoughts on Dalvin Cook? I have him as the top ranked running back left.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll take him occasionally, but like, I think there's not like the path to upside is pretty rough. I think he's a fine mean like medians play. Obviously they invested substantial money in him. We expect the Jets to run a good amount, but I think it's going to be a slow offense. We know when Aaron Rodgers is at the helm, like the team plays slow. They run fewer snaps because he's trying to do audibles. He's trying to catch teams off sides. He's running the play clock down. The team has a very good defense, so I could see them wanting to run more. But I think Breece Hall is just a much, much better talent. And I think the only way Dalvin actually becomes like a league winner is if Breece Hall were to get substantially injured. But there's other guys around this area that I'd rather make a bet on.
Yep. I was feeling the same way. Ended up just going the Quentin Johnston route.
Yeah, QJ makes sense.
I don't mind that. And then, I'm going to need to pepper some running backs, probably starting next round.
But that's the perfect spot where I like to go. 9th and 10th, especially if you already have a QB. It's a great time.
Even I can just go running back here and then feel pretty good.
Yeah. That Dallas Goedert hurt. That one hurt. Definitely.
Yeah, that would have been the perfect little slot in for you there.
Yeah, it would have been decent from like an ADP fit. And once Jalen Hurts and Dallas Goedert stack is pretty common, but usually it's happening all the way over here. And so for Dallas Goedert to fall over here, again, I think that just gives me more uniqueness with the Hurts and AJ Brown. Ingram and Freiermuth, little double tap tight end right here for the number 2 slot. Let's see, Dave in seat 1, who grabbed the early Waller, went Fields and Cousins. I get the Cousins. You've got Jefferson. You went Addison. But if you're going to be going Waller, I feel like why not go Daniel Jones too? He saw the Justin Fields value, couldn't pass on it. One of those scenarios of just kind of thinking through the rest of the draft as planning further ahead. But yeah. We've got one team with four teams with 0 QBs, 3 teams with 2 QBs. I think we're going to start seeing a bit of a QB run as people kind of chase some of these last QBs with upside. A little surprised Deshaun Watson is still on the board. He has fallen a bit here. He's been falling over the past couple weeks. There goes Anthony Richardson, Kirk Cousins, Tua, all going before Deshaun Watson is a little surprising.
Yeah, he's fallen. I agree. There's got to be a QB run coming here. Let
them grab their QBs. You'll grab your running backs. I've got to figure out what I'm going to grab.
I'm going to start it with little A.J. Dillon. Feel like he's someone that has his standalone value, but also has that definite upside where if Aaron Jones was to go down.
Yep, I like that. Unfortunately, you missed out on both of the Washington running backs. B-Rob went here. Antonio Gibson here.
I had them starred and hopeful, but they both went pretty quick.
All right. Treylon Burks, the last of the wide receivers before the tier drop. So very happy that he was able to fall to me. Treylon as a 5th wide receiver feels quite solid. And there we go. Tunnel grabbing his 3rd QB, the Deshaun Watson falling value as he's an auto drafter. We love seeing that.
Just soaking up all the QBs.
Not only does he get hurt when you and I both have our QBs already, but those others that have been waiting are not going to get that falling value. Like to see that. All right, coming back around to me, as I mentioned, like the wide receiver is a bit of a drop off here. Tight end, I don't mind Kincaid. I'd be willing to grab a Kincaid. Running backs, I've got Etienne, Swift, and Montgomery, which is good, not great. Yeah, I'm going to grab Kincaid, who's my first tight end. I like that at this spot in the draft. What is it? Pick 111. Be a little bit of a reach. ADP wise is directly on, actually, but we'll grab him. I see Christopher asking, how many leagues are you guys in? If we're talking a home league, I am. The past couple of years, I got down to one league, and I've just got my one friends league that I'm still in. Everything else, all my time is thankfully doing best ball, so I don't have to worry about waivers or any of that. And I think I'm at around 11 or 1,200. I got to do a final count. I'll do it obviously once the season ends for best ball. We're obviously running TOC, so we got a whole bunch of fun stuff over there. I'm doing some Rainmakers as well. Ripped open a pack on stream last week and pulled a Justin Jefferson Elite. That was amazing. But when you did Rainmakers for PGA, so my thought is the pack had rares and one Elite. So I've got 4 rares, and now I have 1 Elite and Justin Jefferson. If I'm not playing, like most Elites, I need like 3 other Elite players.
Yeah, you probably just want to sell it.
So I think I'm going to sell that and then invest more heavily into the rares because that's where I'm trying to play.
That's actually exactly what I did in PGA with I got a Collimore. I got a really fire pack, and I got a Colin Morikawa Elite, a Keegan Bradley Elite, and maybe one other one that was like half decent.
Okay.
And I played the first like 2 weeks. I played the Elite contest because my lineup was actually good enough to compete. But I knew that, I knew long term in the season I wasn't gonna keep like loading up on different Elites. So I sold that. I think I sold it for like 1,000. I don't know. I sold it at the top for sure, and then I reinvested. I was able to pick up like a Rory McIlroy rare, a Victor Hovland rare. Like I just kind of spread out, and then I felt that I had at least 2 like very competitive lineups at the rare tier every week. So I think that makes sense.
That's what I think I'm going to do. Increase my competitiveness at that rare because I still got some decent rares. I picked up a Zay Flowers rare as well. I think it was a Zay Flowers rare, but I picked that up as well because I've got a Lamar rare. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to kind of continue to dive through all of that with contest starting up soon. All right, let's get it. We are both actually at a 1-3-5-1. I went Hurts, you went Herbert. Running backs, you went Eckler, and then just grabbed Allen and Pirine. I'm a little more balanced. I went Etienne, Swift, Montgomery. Wide receivers, you went Devontae, Debo, Mike Williams, Marquise Brown, Quentin Johnston. I like it. I've got A.J. Brown, Keenan Allen, Chris Godwin, Terry McLaurin, and Treylon Burks. And your Kittle to Mike Kincaid. I think I like your team a little more than mine thus far. Actually, I definitely like your team more than mine right now. You started off with that really good Eckler Devontae value. Hopefully we both advance out of this, and we'll see if we can get to week 17.
Let's do it. Yeah, I'm liking the squad I got. I feel like it's pretty decent. Yeah. Now just about adding some depth.
All right, looking at who's available here from a QB market, are you considering what do you're still thinking the Purdy for your second?
Yeah,
QB,
I'm still
right?
thinking I'm just gonna wait and try to grab Purdy. So I think I have some time to do that.
I think Sam Howell makes the most sense for me as of now. I could also go with something late like a Tannehill and make it a 3 QB build with very, very late like Tannehill and Baker. But we'll see how that plays out. Kaiser Soze here went with a Jahan Dotson, and he has Tua and Dak. So I'm not really concerned that he'll be drafting Howell early. But you went with McKinnon, grabbing your 4th running back. Tank is available. I've got ETN, got Boyd, Jacoby. I'll probably grab one of those two.
Yeah, I was definitely Boyd. Both of them were tempting me, but I felt like I need another running back before there's a little bit of another. I don't know. Running backs are going to run out eventually, so I needed to at least get a fourth.
Yeah, no, I think that makes sense for you with the McKinnon.
All right, although I'm looking at the running back list now, there's still some that are going to be half decent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me, I'm likely locking myself into as much as possible a 2 QB, 3 tight end team. Feel pretty good about my wide receivers. Maybe I can work in like a Curtis Samuel or something for if I can get Sam Howell, but yeah. Where did Mostert go, I wonder? Raheem Mostert went 11-4, A-Chain right before him, 11-3. Makes sense considering the news with Jeff Wilson. TJ, can you answer Cute E Degen's question for at least on my behalf?
Justin does best ball all the time. It is more likely that he's doing best ball at any given moment than not. He has done over 1,000 drafts. You say you're at approaching 1,200 now?
I would guess I'm between 11 and 1,200.
Between 11 and 1,200 drafts. If you're looking to learn about best ball, you are at the right place. Not because I'm here, but because he's here.
We've had a little success at best ball in the past.
Yeah, you're looking at the inaugural underdog champ as well over there.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
All right, so I'm about to have my pick. I feel like I'm getting a little greedy. If no, hold on, never mind.
What you thinking?
I was thinking I had to take a quarterback already, but that is wrong. I've literally misread something. I think there's no way I'm taking him already.
Purdy at ADP is 145. This is pick 137.
Do I just take another running back or another wide receiver?
Last chance to get Purdy.
It could be.
It could be.
Okay, that was what I was kind of thinking. I think I'm just going to take him.
All right.
That's what I was thinking, and then I look at the ADP, and I'm like, it's a big reach, but also there's going to be a run, and I feel like there wasn't anyone on the board that I needed to have. So
yeah. Well, if you listen to the podcast that I put out, the DraftKings Football Show earlier today, one thing I specifically mentioned is during this week of drafting, because we've got more casuals, more people who are going to draft for the first time, don't understand the importance of stacks, it is more likely that people are going to reach for QBs, that they are going to be grabbing an unstacked QB simply because, hey, they want to get their guys. So I am more okay in this week with reaching on your QB a little, because I think we can also likely find value elsewhere in drafts because of, hey, if they're reaching on a QB, they're probably reaching on other players as well. So I have confidence in our ability to find values later. We can give up a little ADP value to get our stacks now.
James in the chat says he's a champ. He is indeed. Check out the thumbnail of the YouTube video. It's Justin with the belt because he is the champ. Wow, you don't have it under your feet? Usually, Justin is never more than 5 feet away from the belt so that he can grab it at any given point.
I've always got props around. The prop that I have right now is a City of St. Petersburg Summer 2022 Pickleball Tournament champion.
Oh, you would. You would.
Let's see. What else do I have? Oh, I've got one more prop. I've got my bag from when I did my Reddit last week. Had to write on something, and I don't have paper around this house, so I used a little shopping bag.
Fantastic.
This QB situation is so only one person doesn't have a QB. It's D-Shay right here. We'll see if D-Shay grabs his or her first. Does not. So you have.
Wow, that is really waiting on quarterback. I mean, yeah. I don't know about that.
If you look, if you want to try to project the stacks, you could say Tennessee, Tampa, Houston. That's kind of all you're working with right now. That's tough. That's tough. Okay. The Anthony Richardson only has one QB. The Jared Goff only has one QB. Oh, I missed this too. Auto drafter after Deshaun grabbed fourth QB, Aaron Rodgers.
Fourth quarterback. Yikes.
So we are definitely going to be seeing a run on QBs at some point, because the people who, like, normally if you someone who drafts Joe Burrow, I'd say half the time they go 2, half the time they go 3 QBs. But here they went 4. So when you're allocating the normal distribution of QBs across drafts, the Hurts, the Lamar, the Mahomes, and the Josh Allen, like, you're only expecting them to draft like 2, maybe 3. So maybe call it like 2.3 on average. And so here, what we're looking at is the more these people draft, this guy going 4, it's going to create an imbalance going forward. And so the people who don't have any, the ones who only grabbed Anthony Richardson or Jared Goff, they're definitely going to want 3, but some people are going to get left out. So that's going to lead to, I'd say, just about every starting quarterback will be gone by the end of the 16th round. So for me, who has, did Sam Howell go yet? Nope. This is Sam Howell pick for me, assuming he doesn't get sniped by Who's right here. Who's has no Washington. All right. So I got my Sam Howell. Happy about that. Do I want to risk it at all? What's his? He's 153. What's the ADP? 143, 150, 153. I could probably gamble. We're going Chig. All right. I took a chance because Tunnel is not going to draft another quarterback auto because you get capped at 4 by the DK model. And we knew that Kaiser already has Tua and Dak. He does have Dotson, so he could grab a third one here as Sam Howell. It's a risk, but I think he's been drafting decent where I just don't think he does. I think it was worth the risk. I really like Chig, and my thought was if I miss out, I have Treylon Burks and Chig. I can go Tannehill later, and Tannehill with Jalen Hurts is still a perfectly fine 2 QB. And the gamble paid off. We are going to be able to get Sam Howell. Love it.
Boom, boom.
There you go. Yep. Auto drafter with already 4 QBs made it more likely. This is a $10 best ball draft on DraftKings with $1 million up top to first place. You can, it is in the lobby. It is their kind of marquee, their main tournament. I believe in the past they had, trying to think what the buy-ins were for their marquee in the past. I think they had a $5 and like a $20 or whatever in the past. 2 years ago, I was in first place for the DraftKings Millie one going into the final night game, and then ended up dropping down to 4th place. So still was able to take down 100K in that one on DraftKings, but hoping that I can do a little better. One nice thing about this contest is the payouts they're really nice. They're really flat. I don't know. I always have trouble on this. I don't think you can actually see what the payout distribution is in the app here. No, you cannot see. Let's do this. We've got a little time. We're going to go to the lobby. We'll pull up because I think you can at least see it if we go to best ball. You can also, this shows you where to go. So here it is. Top one, $10. We can look at the prizes, and the prizes we want to go to round 4. So first is that million, second is 500K. Then we go 400, 300, 250, 200, 150, finish top 10, and you'll get 100K at least. So pretty solid flat payout structure. Absolutely love that. That's what we're working on. All right,
that is a nice payout structure.
It is. All right, here's a $10. I've got a few different slows going. I got 6 555s remaining. I got one of these $2,100 ones remaining. And then, but those are all slow drafts. Here is our $10 fast draft. Let's see. All right. QBs, we've been talking about. Bryce Young goes very early. Bryce Young's ADP is 172. And he just went, wow. Okay. So actually he went only a pick. On Underdog, I think Bryce Young's ADP is like 190 something. Stroud's is also very late as well. These are his first two QBs. We talked about Nico Hollins, the CJ Stroud stack, and Dameon Pierce. Bryce Young is just a naked player right now, but maybe he'll grab a Hayden Hurst late if Hayden Hurst falls to him. Go Terrace Marshall as well. There's a couple late options for the Bryce Young stacker. So my prediction was that there would be we'd have no more starting QBs available after round 16. If I win that, it's going to come down to Desmond Ridder and Baker Mayfield, usually the last two QBs off the board. Desmond and Baker here, they're quite low, but yeah, we're down to only 6 starters still available. We'll see if there's fighting for people to get their third QB. A lot of people with 2. Literally, no one with 3 QBs right now. We've got the auto drafter with 4 and everyone else with 2. There's going to be a fight when you've got, 11 teams, maybe 2 feel comfortable, and Mahomes and Allen. So, there are not many teams that feel comfortable with just 2 QBs. That's why when there's only 6 available, I'm expecting us to see really 10 teams fighting for those last 6.
It's going to be a battle indeed.
Are you one of those?
I think I'm just going to stick with 2 quarterbacks.
Okay, so maybe 9. Yeah, you're right on the edge. I could see you going
I am
Kyler.
definitely on the edge.
I could definitely see you going with Kyler.
I know. I
could see you going Jimmy Garoppolo as well. You've got
there.
Devontae.
Yeah. Maybe I will on my next pick. I liked Jaden Reed there. I could definitely
I think Jimmy or Devontae makes a lot of sense for your team. Usually on DraftKings, I end up going 3 QBs because it's 20 rounds.
That is true. Because then, the skill position players that you end up getting in round 19 and 20 is, there's not a lot to like.
All right, back on the clock for me here. I haven't really been thinking about what I'm looking for. What do I need? I've got 3 running backs. This feels like a good time to grab another running back. Ooh, I don't love any of these guys. We're in ugly territory. Do I have 2 tight ends? I do. Oh, wow. We're going to come down to the wire. Oh, shoot. I'm scrolling and I'm having troubles. We're going to take Devin Singletary, player I do not love, but I needed another running back. All right. What do I want to do? So I'm thinking through with the Philly. I don't have any bringbacks for Philly. I could grab, I'm going to make this a 3 tight end team. So I could grab someone like Trey McBride or Zach Ertz. I could also go with the Keontae Ingram. For the other stack, we've got Washington and San Francisco. I've got the Terry. I don't have any SF. I don't have any access to SF either. So that's just going to be an ugly one. Probably without a correlation, without a bring back. Dawson Knox just went. I kind of would have liked that one. I'm going to grab Hunter Renfrow just as an 8th wide receiver. Unless there's really nothing else that's jumping out at me. Chuba? No, we're going Renfrow. All right.
Yeah, the Kyler or Jimmy just makes a lot of sense for me.
Yeah. If Jimmy falls to me at 17-10, I will take him for my Jacoby Myers and Renfrow. But as I said, I do not expect I don't think some people are not going to be happy. I don't think I think I'm going to be wrong in my prediction that they'll all be gone by 16 because Kaiser did not grab one. I'm not. Let's see. What are you going with? You grab Jimmy. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Got the Jimmy. Got Devontae. Pair him up with Jimmy. Yeah, just add a little depth.
Let's see, James asking, do you do any of the $3 ones? I do not. I think just from a time and value of time aspect, I've got to prioritize which contests I'm entering, and the $3 are, fortunately, they're a little below my line.
which means ripe for the taking out there for those of you that are playing it.
There you go. I did do an experiment a little while back on Underdog where I auto drafted their $3 puppy to see how that could work. I ended up having really strong advance rates just because I felt like the fields were quite soft. But what I found out is that if you're not stacking, I had a very difficult time advancing through the playoffs. So I think I had something.
It's not even just about the end week. It's about advancing any playoff week, right?
Exactly. So I don't remember my exact number, but I had something like probably 40 or so teams advance to the playoffs, had a very good advance rate, and then didn't have a single team advance to week 2. And yeah, there's some noise in that and a little wonkiness. But when I looked into like why, from what I could tell, it was just like not many, anytime I had a player go off, I often would lose to someone else in that pod who had the QB stacked with him and vice versa. Okay, only 2 QBs went that round. This people are playing it correctly, I guess, and waiting or not realizing the risk, but we're down to 4. And there are definitely more than 4 teams that are going to want to be grabbing a third QB. I got to imagine right here with Bryson. Oh my gosh. D-Shay goes Bryson. CJ does not grab another QB here.
Man.
This person has Geno and Pickett. You've got to grab a third QB. Like, we cannot reward these people with QBs falling back from 18-10 and 18-11. I'm making a stand. They will not have a
We need the auto drafter to step back up. Draft the 5th.
Yeah.
Punish them.
Oh my gosh. I mean, hey, Anthony Richardson, Matthew Stafford. Seems like a good time to be grabbing a third QB, right?
Man, I could have waited and grabbed Kyler in 2 rounds.
You could go 4 QB and still grab Kyler. 10 seconds. Does he go with his third QB? I mean, the next person is Jared Goff and Jordan Love. No QB there. Jared Goff, Jordan Love. How do you not grab a third QB here?
Madness.
See, they don't have anything stackable, so maybe they don't want to do it because it's not stacked. As we await that one, the next person is the Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. I think it's expected for them not to grab it their third. Wow. Just crazy. Hey, they're either playing it perfectly and they're still going to get their third QB in the 18th round, or some of them are getting too greedy. Like, this is the one that's most shocking to me. Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, and it's at the very end of this next round. Like, the chance of a third QB falling back to him, maybe he's going for the Mac Jones. It's quite slim. You are on the clock now. I know that I need at least another tight end, so I'm looking at that. Lots of options. Let's see.
You
went Kieran Williams. I like Kieran a lot. Talked about him on the podcast earlier today as well. Actually, no, I talked to him about him on the stream that I just did, the best ball stream, where they liked him a lot last year. He had a chance he may have actually been the starter when they were not in favor with Akers. He got hurt, and but this preseason, he hasn't played a single game. Him and Akers have sat out, so I'm expecting Kieran to be the pass block, to be the pass down back. There goes Kyler, who grabs his third QB. Love to see it. I think I'll grab Hayden Hurst as a bring back to Travis Etienne for week 17 at a position of need with tight end. Or do I grab Tannehill? What do we want to do? How much time do I have? 3 seconds. That's not enough time. We're going to grab Hayden Hurst. Auto drafter goes Tyler Conklin. Curious whether or not we see. So I'm going to be grabbing Tannehill if this person doesn't, just because this late when I also have the Tennessee Traylon Burks and Chig, even if, like, yes, I have Jalen Hurts, but I'm still okay with occasionally going 3 QBs even with them when you're heavily stacked like this. Because you know what? Maybe Jalen Hurts is hurt for a week in the playoffs and we need someone else to take us through. Maybe Jalen Hurts it's a rushing game and we need some other QB to really carry us. So I feel great really sticking it to all these guys.
Yeah, they're gonna be dead. Drawing dead.
Let's see. What do they have left? Baker and Mac Jones. Those are the only two. And we've got at least 3 or 4 teams here that are going to be wanting to grab their third QB. That is true. There is another quote unquote starting QB that we have not mentioned, either Dobbs or Clayton Tune, depending on who the starter is. I think it's going to be Dobbs. Not someone I am drafting. Here we go.
Ever.
2 QBs fighting amongst these 4 teams. Is it going to be first come, first serve? I'm most interested in this guy. Does he get Mac Jones after the Devontae Parker? Baker and Mac Jones, the big reveal. Will they fall? Will they get sniped? Again, this is the Matthew Stafford, Anthony Richardson. Sure, you could go 2 QBs, but think this should be a 3 QB team. Definitely would be for me. Coming down to the wire, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and they do not grab a QB. Now we have the Kenny Pickett, Geno Smith. No QB. This is just insane. Are we literally going to be giving the Bryce Young, CJ Stroud their Mac Jones? It's funny because honestly, Young, Stroud, and Mac Jones is like an atrocious QB room. He grabs Baker. He had the Mike Evans. There you go. D-Shay is just playing 3D chess while we're playing checkers. Knew all along he was going to get Baker or, grab Mac Jones. Yes! Yes!
Wow, so they did know what they were doing. They had a strategy.
D-Shay is playing 3D chess. Well done. Still an absolutely atrocious QB room. But if you're going to do it, you do it with 4. And that means the Pickett Geno, the Stafford Richardson, the Love and Goff get left out with just 2 QBs. Love to see it.
Madness.
Oh, too funny. Too funny. All right. I've got Michael Wilson queued up to... no, I can't do that. I was thinking to bring back. But I've got 8 wide receivers that are pretty strong. I think I need to go for at least a running back or 2 here.
I think I need another running back, but it's ugly out there. I mean, what running backs can we even take? Leonard Fournette, he's not even on a team.
Oh, I've got a lot of Leonard Fournette. My thoughts
taking Lenny?
My thoughts with Leonard Fournette are that he might sign after week 1 because that's when teams can give a non-guaranteed contract. And if you're going to sign him this late, I think there's an argument that you might get him, during the season. Maybe as an injury falls out. I don't know. I've got a good amount of Leonard Fournette.
I'm all about Uncle Lenny. That's all I need to hear. Let's add him to the running back room. Veteran leadership. Even if he doesn't get in the game, he's going to make my other running backs better.
Could be a stack partner because you don't know. Yeah. Hurst, Okonkwo, Kincaid. I could make this a 4 tight end build, but with just 4 running backs that are not that great of running backs, I'm going to make this a 6 running back build. All right. We know that this guy's going ADP hunting, so I want to make sure if I want someone not to allow him to get. So I'll go here with the lowest ADP of the group to grab Josh Kelly first. He goes Michael Wilson, as we expected with the ADP. He'll probably get Robert Woods on the next one. Four, 6, 6. Let's see. What's his next one going to be? ADP Robert Woods, wide receiver, unless Kaiser goes with Robert Woods. Kaiser at 2.592 grabs what running back? Grabbing Keontae Ingram. That's what I was hoping for my bring back with the Philly, but that's okay. One more pick to go. I will just go into the queue because I know I need a running back. He goes Chase Brown. That's fine. I'd rather have Chris Evans instead of Chase Brown on the same team. And that'll conclude my draft for TJ. One more pick. Where are you going?
I think I'm going to add, this is just a last round pick for you, but add a tight end and might as well tack on to my Jimmy Garoppolo stack and get Austin Hooper in there.
Tight end definitely makes sense for you.
I like the way my team ended up. I got 3 little game stacks for week 17. So that's all you can really ask for, I suppose.
Not bad. Well, this has been fun. TJ, appreciate you joining me. People saw on Twitter and people were watching on Twitter. I put a tweet out earlier. Today is a DraftKings doubleheader for me. Little matinee session with TJ here. Get a little $10 draft in. And then later this evening at 8 o'clock Eastern, I will be joined on the Establish the Run YouTube channel by the big dog himself, Evan Silva. We are going to be drafting. We'll be talking players. No one better really to kind of pick their brain a week before the season. He is in the know. He's got his football takes. He's got his inside info. And we'll see what we can peel out of him with today. Everyone, chat, thank you. As I mentioned earlier, released the second episode of the DraftKings football show in podcast stores earlier today. Go ahead. Would love it if you could subscribe to that. And I mentioned, but we're going to do a giveaway as well. If you can leave a rating and a review, because it's such a new show, it helps in the algorithm getting picked up, getting more people to see it. So really appreciate that. But leave a positive rating and review, and you'll be entered into a contest to win a giveaway, to win a free Owners Club pack, $99 value. So love that. Appreciate you, everyone. If you're on Twitter that you've been watching, thank you. And chat here, thanks as well. Go ahead, give TJ a follow on Twitter at TJL5124DFS. I'm at Justin Herzig. This has been fun. Have a great rest of your day. Later.